wonder what they're like.
From our viewpoint, Professor, they're either suprahuman or subhuman.
Hello out there in the Twitch or YouTubeverse, wherever you reside currently. It is Max, I got Sam. We are going to be drafting for YouTube, Neon Dynasty. If you're not familiar with this format, it is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, format for Limited on MTG Arena. I think it's an awesome format. I think it's very fun. I think there's a lot you can do with it. It's very, very cool. Feels like nothing's off limits. Kind of like the new Lord of the Rings set a little bit. Just more powerful stuff because there are planeswalkers. There's a lot of stuff going on. So let's jump into it. If you haven't seen one of these Neon Dynasty drafts from our channel, we have plenty. Go on back and check them out. But I don't miss an opportunity to draft some Neon Dynasty. So we're going to take that opportunity to do so. And I do believe it's going to be around this Sunday.
It is. I checked today.
Okay. Was verified it will be around this Sunday. So come back by. We're here every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Don't watch last night's draft. They did not. I was lurking, and at first I was just like, oh, cool, they're drafting. And I was like, wait a second. They're on another draft already? I felt like it was 5 minutes later, but I was busy. So I was like, are they on another draft already? So, yeah, I mean, this is a wacky set. And it is, I like it because it's so interesting and there's so many things to do. But it can be a cruel mistress. Again, much like Lord of the Rings. 2 drafts by 10:30. Setting records. Yeah, I saw you guys were finished. I was like, it was like, I think like quarter of or something. I was like, are they done? So I just turned off the stream and moved on. Moved on with my life. Katos is pretty darn good. So she's a pretty good rare. Not a lot of good uncommons in this pack. Lethal Exploit is like medium. Season Renewal is one of my favorite cards in the set. This is a pretty bad pack actually outside of the rare. I mean, there's no way Lethal Exploit's getting out of this pack. I think we're kind of just hoping for a suit up to wheel. Okay. Let's read this again. We have a couple seconds with our rare here for YouTube's sake. Enters battlefield, exile target card other than basic land from an opponent's graveyard. Search that player's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with the same name and exile them. Then that player shuffles. For as long as you control this, you may play one of the exiled cards. Spend mana as though it were any color to cast it. So basically, you cast this and you steal a card, and then you play the card. That's all it does in Limited. Wow, passed another very strong rare with Reckoner Bankbuster. Somebody took an uncommon over it. Gotta be like, I can't imagine you would take the red-green, or red-black Oni Cult Anvil over this. That one screams very powerful uncommon to me. The Twin Shot Sniper is a very powerful uncommon. It's been a minute since I've played, so I'm trying to think of uncommons that are like immediately insane. Sky Turtle. Feels like Kappa Tech Wrecker. Those are the ones that jump into my brain immediately. I'm going to take the Reckoner Bankbuster and just see where things go. I love Raito Sentinel in this format. Tales of Master Sheshiro is really good. Imperial Oath is one of the best commons in the set. Lots of good stuff to get excited about here. I'm going to take this Reckoner Bankbuster and see where the draft takes me. Happy to splash Katos. I'm not necessarily forcing ninjas because I have a card that's in black and blue. I think she plays well with ninjas because she has an ETB effect. But it doesn't make me want to play ninjas all that badly. This is a 2/2 for 2 with a lot of text on it. Red Goshintai is definitely what we're going to be taking here. It's one of the weaker Goshintai, but it's still very good. I would consider a Thornwood Falls to a lesser extent a Grafted Growth because it lets me stay open with colors. Considering the Falls, because it's a pretty easy one for me to take, and green lets me stay very open in the set, I could even wheel the Grafted Growth out of this pack. Got to play Bankbuster in your Depala deck. Ooh, that's exciting. You playing some cards, son. I love to hear it.
What's a Depala deck?
That is one of Jared's commander decks. Depala is a dwarf legend. I went with the Thornwood Falls here, just because I do want to try to stay open. Season of Renewal in this pack. Roaring Earth to a lesser extent. It's pretty good, but not great. Timeo Safekeeping, same thing. Some weaker packs. White looks pretty open. Interesting. There it is on the card or on the screen there. Yeah, I think we'll just take Season Renewal here. If I pick up the turtle at a point, I'll be happy. Trashbot is pretty darn good in the right deck. Good cost, big butt, can do lots. Geothermal Kami is my boy. Skyscraper is good in the right deck, but not all decks. I think probably just take Trashbot here. We have a Reckoner, Bankbuster. Season Renewal lets us get things back from the graveyard, so I think I'll take Trashbot. Again, I don't want to... I want to make sure I can get into a lane. I don't want to be stuck just dealing with what people don't want. That's a dangerous spot you can end up in this format, so I want to make sure I pick a lane. But I need to make sure that that lane is also open because I don't want to fight too hard. Could take the Centipede. Plays well with the Trashbot, black, red, and then I could splash Katose or something. Katose? I don't know how to say it. Katose no say, in my opinion.
How is that card?
This?
No, Sky Swimmer.
It's fine. Air of Enlightenment's quite good. Seems like white might be open. Harmonious Emergence is pretty good too. Able to enchant a land and make it a creature. Maybe I take that. The Centipede's pretty weak. Ooh, Dismal Backwater here.
That's nice.
Kaito's Pursuit's pretty weak. Futurist Operative is okay in the Ninja deck. This card is almost an unplayable. Another one of these I'm not super interested in, so this is an easy Dismal Backwater for me. I prioritize the fixing relatively high in this set, just because, again, if I can take a powerful card out of every pack, I'm doing okay, but I have to be able to play those cards. So that's why I tend to lean towards green in a lot of these cases, because green lets me stay open. Things like Grafted Growth. There's a decent amount of fixing in green, so I like to be able to stay open by way of green if I'm going to play multiple different colors and cards and things. Scoured Baron's a similar card that lets me stay open. Shrine Steward is quite good. Auras or Shrines can be really good here. These are the Goshintai if you're not aware. This is usually better when you have your first Goshintai. We did pass the red Goshintai. That's not going to wheel. So I'm just going to take Scoured Barons here. Lets us easily set up to splash black if we need to. This was our opening pack, and nothing really good has come of it. No surprise. We'll take the Golden Tail Disciple. I think it's just the best card in the pack here. I'm going to put it in the board because I'm not convinced I want to go that direction yet. Ooh, Raito Sentinel Wield. I love Raito Sentinel. We'll be taking this card. I play very dirtily in this format, and this card rewards me hard. It means I don't mill, which is excellent. And it gets to the point where I've literally played games so long, I get to stack my entire deck. So, Raito Sentinel is certainly an awesome, awesome card in this format if you play for the long game. Not necessarily what we're going to do, but right now, we're pretty all over the place. We've got a bunch of fixing. Got artifacts, so we could easily slip into red-black if we needed to. That's why I asked
if that one card was good, because you have artifacts. The Koi or whatever it was.
It's okay. Grafted Growth here. Easy! This is a gift right here. Love to see it. Setting us up nicely for 5-color green.
That's so many words, it doesn't even seem like it would fit on a card.
It's a lot of words. You are not wrong. Most of these are pretty bad. We'll just take the air here just to... If we need a playable on curve somewhere, it's fine. It's not really good. I don't want to start it, but I will if I have to. I'd like to see a little bit more in the way of green fixing. I need to start looking for some really powerful cards outside of our pack 1, pick 1. And pick 1, pack 2. Let's be honest, this card's very, very good. So we got lots of ways to gain an advantage over a long game. We just need to make sure we find some powerful stuff to be doing with that. I guess we'll take the war paint. Not really much in the way of thoughts here. Unlimited. Grits and gravy. Tank hunt. This is certainly a pot of folks. Okay, mech hanger, not really a playable at all, but better than mountain for us and guardians. Alright, let's see what we got here. Oh, this is a good card. Oh no, I forgot about that last line. No, this isn't unplayable. Forgot about that. I was like, ooh. But, ooh. All for real this time on the Go Shintai. Twisted Embrace is really good. I don't know how black we're going to end up. Right now we have a good amount of fixing for it. Uncharted Haven would be an excellent pickup here. It's a little early for an Uncharted Haven, but I'm happy to take this card pretty quickly, pretty early in my pick order, just because it is so important. Again, this is definitely my play style. It's not going to be everybody's play style, but sometimes the punishment for going into something specific in this format can be that it dries up on you, and that's not where you want to be. Biting Palm Ninja is insane. Over Takuchi, over Okiba Reckoner Raid, over Generous Visitor. This is a very powerful pack. Moonsnare Specialist in this pack, and then kind of moving down. The Ogre's decent. The Bearer of Memory is decent. This is a good trick.
I didn't see any ninjas in the last pack.
I'm pretty excited to see what comes of this. Might be a little hard for us to get a ninja through, but this ninja's bonkers. So I'm going to take it. Just as a 3/3 for 3 that we can force through, I'm fine with that. The mech is not great. It's okay. Lethal Exploit is very attractive just because we're lacking in the way of interaction right now. I don't need a ton of it typically to do all right in this format. Master's Rebuke is also pretty good. Cuff is quite nice. Historian's Wisdom can be quite powerful. It's just a long shot. It can really, I mean, like all Auras, it can really kind of bite you. Cuff versus Exploit versus Rebuke.
I'd say Rebuke.
I like the Exploit for fixing for it better. But I think we're going to end up base green.
I can say we have more green cards.
Yeah, alright, I'm in for this. I like the Web Spinner Cuff a lot, but I feel like we can probably pick up some of the 3/3s for 2 with Reach. I forget their name. They're the Defenders with Reach. They're 3/3s for 2, and you can pay 5 to channel and blow something up. Web Spinner Cuff here, probably over Ecologist Terrarium, over Searchlight Companion. I think we're going to be set up pretty nicely for Nezumi Blade Blesser, as long as we can get a couple of more enchantments. But look at that. 3 artifacts, 3 enchantments. This is another artifact we're picking up here. Bronzeplate Boar is also nuts. Just not for us.
Would be good to pick up.
Looks like we're going to be nano red at this point. Searchlight Companion. Yeah, the fact it flies is, if it was in reverse, that card would be unplayable. But the fact it flies really makes it powerful. Jukai Trainee is a fine 2-drop. Sunblade Samurai is fine, but we're not picking up a ton of weight now. It's dried up pretty significantly, which makes sense, right? We saw it open in the last one, so we're seeing less of it here. Clawing Torment isn't the greatest card ever. It does promote attacking, so it's like kind of interesting, so you can force them to sit behind it. Probably what I end up taking, though a 2/2 for 2 actually on this curve probably isn't terrible. I do need to be able to get a ninja through, like if I want to get this Biting Palm Ninja in. Oh, the good white card. This card's also awesome. If I was a little heavier artifacts, I would be taking this card and doing a little dance, because it is very good. I will be taking Imperial Oath currently, because it is just really good. Papercraft Decoy I also like a lot. Right now we just have good... Right now we're kind of set on... Like, we could avoid blue and be okay. Black looks to be wide open from this direction, as does red. Yeah, easy Lethal Exploit for us here. We were just talking about this previously. No reason to change our minds here. This card is also awesome. We're seeing a lot of the red-black artifact payoffs coming through this direction, but also seeing just other cards that are good in that ilk. So happy to take it. That is a super, like... Look at these blue cards. What is going on here? All 3 of these are first pickable Magic cards. What is going on? Moon Circuit Hacker is one of the best ninjas at any rarity. Wow, I feel like we got away with something there. Take Tameo Safekeeping over the rest of this. Disruption Protocol is a little too hard to cast. Not super interested in these red cards. Again, I feel like we're going to end up not red. Okay, I mean, if ninjas are open, I'll take them. We need to find a little bit more in the way of cheap creatures so we can get them through, and a little bit more in the way of cheap removal. Good news is that plan wouldn't change irrespective of kind of how we were drafting, right? We'd want those things irrespective. So I just don't want to F our mana situation up too much. Like, I'll cast a Moon Circuit Hacker. I'll happily ninjutsu one in on turn 100 or turn, you know what I mean? If I can get it through early, great. If I can get it through late, also great. Like, I have no problem with either of those, so it makes for a really good splash card. Same with Moon Snare. I'm happy to just cast this for 4 mana. Like, zero problem with that. So that's the hallmark of a really good card to me. We need some more green, so I imagine we're going to get rewarded in this pack with some green flowing towards us. Shigeki, one of my faves. I'll probably end up taking that here. Oh, man, Naomi, too? Ooh, this is so good. This card can really take over a game. Virus Beetle, Modern Age, Moon Circuit. This pack is stacked. Master's Rebuke, Uncharted Haven, Blossoming Sands, Story Weave. All these cards are solid. There's barely a miss in this pack. The Samurai, the Pursuit, and the Born to Drive are some of the worst cards in the pack. I think we want Shigeki, though I'm really tempted to take Naomi. I think I just want the cheap creature. But damn it. I hope I wheel the Naomi. That would be awesome. Jingataxis. We could play Jingataxis. Network Terminal's really good. Okiba Salvage is not. The Merge Keeper's pretty good. Just a good mana accelerant for us is very nice. I like the Terminal, though, for the mana fixing. Also, being able to use its second ability is quite nice. We're a little light on artifacts right now. This is pretty good with the ninjas we've picked up. This is just good in a later game. This is just a crazy endgame card. Kind of. Not insane. It's good. But 7 mana is just so much in limited. Though granted, again, we're playing what looks to be a longer game deck. What do we need here? Tanooks is great. I like Okiba Reckoner Raid. This is considered one of the best commons in the set, just full stop. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take Tanooks. I need the color fixing. It's a good late game card for me to cast and try to win with. It does everything I want to be doing. It's base green, which it looks like we definitely are at this point. Another trash bot, not exactly where I want to be. Bloodfell Caves is one of the worst fixing lands for us to see at this point. Jukai Trainee is, again, pretty medium, but can force some ninjas through.
It's a network terminal now.
Could take the network terminal. I mean, fixing is good. How many artifacts are we up to? Still 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, still 4. It's not the best, but it's not the worst either. I'll take it and see where things go. It's just debating on trash bot, but we, again, want more artifacts and enchantments for a trash bot. Grafted Growth number 2. Bear of Memory. Moon Snare number 2. All pretty good. The bounce isn't as good because we're just kind of like inconveniencing the opponent in this kind of a deck.
Would that work if you ninjutsu it?
Yes, leaves the battlefield, yeah. So
Okay.
late game you could ninjutsu, but late game hard to get through with.
True.
Because it's just a little 2-1. I feel like because we picked up the terminal, we don't necessarily... So I'm going to take this because it's an enchantment creature. It's not the greatest creature to be taking here.
Disruptor.
Man, red Goshintai? Really? It's the only Goshintai we've seen. It's the weakest Goshintai.
You have green Goshintai.
I do have green Goshintai, so I want this red Goshintai.
Okay.
Alright, you win. I knew what you wanted. You shouldn't have pointed out that I had the green Goshintai. That was your fault. Have all this stuff. I don't think we necessarily need the Scoured Barons, because we're not really... We're casting, what, Imperialith in white? We could not play white.
I think that's the only white card.
That's what I'm saying. Could take the Reckoner's Bargain. It's fine if they use it as removal. We can turn that into card advantage. I think it's the best card for us to take here. We already have a Season of Renewal, so... Okay, last new card. Not much. Take the Moon Snare. I don't think anything's really close. Master's Rebuke here is a gift. This is a really stacked pack, though. I'm not surprised to see some crazy stuff. Yeah, we don't have any Sagas here. Yeah, just 2 1/1 counters. It's a nice combat trick, but I'd rather have the Rebuke here. Not much for us here. Like, Salvage could be possibly good, but we have the Season of Renewal already, so this is nice. Lets us tempo the opponent. I mean, this is pretty free. We have the Terminal and the Scoured Barrens for it.
Do you have any red fiction?
No. Well, Network Terminal. No, there's only the only red fixing I think we saw, like, at a point where we could have taken it was that red-black. Bloodfell Caves? Bloodfell Caves? Bloodfell Caves? It's the only one I think we saw. Okay, where are we at? 43 cards. So we could drop Imperial Oath. That would get us out of white, I do believe. Creature count's not heinous. Yeah, I definitely don't want to play anything else in white. So is Imperial Oath enough of a reason? We can't get it back. We're just casting it for 3 creatures on a Scry 3. I think that's probably not enough reason to take it. Let's just drop Scoured Barrens as well and just make our mana a little bit more reliable. 3 mountains to cast a single Goshintai? That seems excessive.
Do you need the Goshintai?
Well, the Goshintai being able to just... So, imagine we get the board to where it's stalled out pretty good, and then we just sit there in Death by 1,000 Cuts with this Goshintai. Especially with the other green Goshintai out, being able to just pay a colorless mana at the end of turn and deal 2 to them every turn. It's a must-answer threat. It could not be, again. Could just be the old Sultai poop. I do like it. Let's look at our artifact and enchantment count. Enchantment's higher, so we could drop it. Yeah, I guess. Maybe it's a little ambitious. It is the weakest one. If it was any other color, I would force it. If it was white, 100% would be staying in the deck. White's bonkers. But that one's just pretty good. Short Circuit is a little tempo-y. But it's a flash card that lets us do something like surprise the opponent in combat. I don't know if that's good enough when we have a Tameo Safekeeping. That could be the last card we drop. We're also the lightest on blue. So being able to drop that and go down to just Hacker, Specialist, and Katose is pretty good. Just solves our mana issues a little bit more. Black also is light on as blue, though. But our black cards are a little bit stronger. Like, if we were to drop, like, Nezumi Blade Blesser, for example, we'd be tied then. So it's kind of pointless. But I do like the Short Circuit as an enchantment. We have 8 to 5. And you need both. Like, you need to be able to find both, right? Like, it's not like dropping one, you know, because they're not as balanced as possible. It doesn't mean that's a problem.
What's your payoff for having both enchantments and artifacts?
I have the Blade Blesser currently. I think there's one other card, isn't there? Or am I crazy? This is really good, obviously, with enchantments specifically. This is really good with artifacts specifically. So just kind of a mix. This is good for artifacts and enchantments. There's enough synergy. I'm not saying like we have to have it, but there's enough synergy here that I think that we want to maintain that as best we can.
I'd say probably the Short Circuit for the reason you were talking about.
Are we too late on interaction without it? We have just 2 Master's Rebuke and a Lethal Exploit without it. Do you think that's too little? Obviously, like, this can bounce. We can snatch. Like, one of our best lines is, like, cast this and then, like, snatch it out of their hand or something. But that's 2 cards to do that. That's dubious. We do have the Shigeki and the Season of Renewal combo, which is nice. So we can return non-legendary cards from our graveyard to our hand, and this is an enchantment, so then we can later return it to our hand. So we do have the loop that is normally more commonly done with the Sky, whatever turtle. Sky, is it just Sky Turtle?
I think so.
I think there's 2 words in that.
Something Sky Turtle.
I think maybe it's just Sky Turtle. I don't know. That card's awesome. I don't have it. I'm sad about it because it would be awesome in this deck. I don't have that, and I don't have the Unspeakable, the Saga with the Unspeakable. Those are the 2 things I want. And a little bit more removal would be nice. But... Colossal. I thought Sky Turtle was 1 word, but then I was like, that's absurd. That wouldn't be 1 word. It is 1 word. They made it a compound word. Sky Turtle. I'm beating around the bush here. What do I want to let go? How many other or enchantment creatures do I have? Hacker, Goshintai. That's 2, 3. 3, 4. 4 for the Bearer of Memory. Our 3-drop's definitely our heaviest drop. How many creatures are we on? 14. Probably should go non-creature. All signs just keep pointing back to Short Circuit. Yeah, I guess that's the right way to go. So we drop Short Circuit. That reduces the strain on the blue, which is nice. So, I think this is the configuration that's going to be our best bet at winning. We don't want to go too late on creatures and not be able to core our Bank Buster, and not be able to do what we need to do, because we do need to overpower the opponent to an extent, because while farting around is one of my favorite things to do, we do have to win the game. So, you know, sad as that is to say. With 1, 2 blue cards? Am I insane? No, 3. Hacker. Do we need 3 islands, a Dismal Backwater, a Thornwood Falls, a Network Terminal, and a Grafted Growth to cast all that? Certainly not. Then we go down an island, then we go up the forest. I think Swamp at 4 is probably correct, because we do want to try to do things on time if we can. This ninjutsu is for the same cost. Yeah, I think this is good. I just want to be able to hit my green sources. So I have 5 black sources, I have 4 blue sources, and I have 10 green sources. So I think that's a good mix. So I think we're in okay shape here. Just want to pull up Task Manager real quick and make sure that stuff not running too chunky. OBS seems to be the culprit at the moment.
Dropping frames?
No drop frames. Just Arena running a little slow. Alright. Big thanks to everybody who's hanging out with us. Really appreciate it. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much. Really appreciate the support. Let us know if there's something you want to see. We beg you every single time. Let us know what you want to see. We'll do it. We'll do it. We like to bring you what you want to see over here. Big thanks. I mean, I'm not going to not do what I want to. Don't worry. You're not going to burden me too terribly. But if you're interested in something, you're interested in our take on something, we're interested to give it to you. All the colors, deck's perfect. We have a Cuff on 3, Emergence on 4. We could channel Tanukes if we feel like we need it, but we won't. So we'll keep and just hope opponent's not off to the races. So far, ooh, 2-drop.
Nice.
Okay, 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop is just what we want. Opponent's on green, so no Naturalist here. Oh boy, we're doing stuff. So we can either set up to the terminal to try to get Tanuki down faster. Really depends on what the opponent does. So they're going to play additional lands that give them 1/1 counters and then play no land. Understood but confused. I think we're just going to terminal. And they gain 3 life. So this just puts us a turn ahead. We'll get to the Web Spinner Cuff. I'm not terribly concerned that they're right now Forest pass. Okay, there's Mountain. They're going to miss a trigger. They play a 3-drop. Okay.
vigilance on that's nice.
Yeah, exactly. It can protect itself with Tameo safekeeping. So now they have Azusa, or the likeness of. It really just seems like the dress of. Really. So 3/3 and a 2/3. We'll see what they have here. Taggers is okay. My turn, you say. Okay. I think we just want to continue to play green. I don't think we necessarily need to be Shigekiing at the moment, though it would put Shigeki in our hand to return things, but I don't think we necessarily want to go down that road. See what they do here. I am offering them the double block if they want to trade. They're having trouble with their lands, and they may want to prioritize to get the Roaring Earth going, so they may just not block. We'll see what they do. Let me just take it. So it seems. I do want to get the web spinner cuff in play so that I can use the network terminal. And I can't Tanuki this turn, is that right? No, I can. Then I think we just Tanuki. Maximum pressure while the opponent's light on land. Obvious, right? Like, this isn't anything that is earth-shattering in the way of strategy, but worth mentioning. We do go shields down on the safekeeping, but with green, green, red, it seems unlikely that they're going to have something of significance to deal with the Tanuki. Yeah, they're just going to put counters. Sounds good. Okay, more counters. You got it. Okay. Play out land. So the 4/5 can no longer attack unless we were to play this and then reconfigure it. But that seems a little ambitious this turn, so I think we'll just Tanuki. I'm not like itching to use my trick, but we'll see what they have. Their lands are all untapped. Next to damage. Okay, I'm in. So if they have a trick here, it makes it even easier, because now I don't have to be the first to act. So what is opponent setting up? I'm trying to remember board wipes in this set. We have the Tameo safekeeping. Makes me a little concerned to play out the Raito Sentinel. Can I only do this at sorcery speed? Yeah, I think they're going to put out the Raito Sentinel. I can activate the Shigeki at instant speed.
What's it do, the Shigeki?
You return it to your hand, and then you reveal the top 4 cards of your library, and you can put a land to your hand. Target a player. Let's mill you. Okay. Understood. I got a pretty good look at some things. So they're just trying to get us dead, but they fell a little far behind here, so they're going to get another counter so they can make the air a 4/5 or the likeness a 6/6. But blocks are still kind of a mess for them. Kura. Resolves. Okay. Okay. I think we do this. Maybe I don't. 8. So they would block. Well, they could block all 3. Trample means they'd likely want to put the 6/6 on. So we could Tameo safekeeping. The land would trade with the 4/4. 1/3 we could eat. So I guess we do this. Lose Biting Palm Ninja and Hacker. Looks like the worst things we lose, but again, we can get them back. So if we reconfigure onto Tanukes.
You still have... That's a land, right?
That's a mana, as is the forest.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
So they're going to be able to get their creature. So I imagine they're going to make the 5/5 here. Though maybe they want the land? Okay. I was like, seems like 5/5 is the way to go to me. But now they're back-footed at 5 life. We have the ability to get back several very good cards now with Shigeki. Unlegendary, right? None of these are. So if we do... Costs us to get 3 cards, we need 6 additional mana. 3, 4, 6, and we have that. X equals 3. 1. Oh, he's legendary. Okay. 2. Alright, so with the safekeeping, they're probably going to double block the Tanuki to not take any damage with the 6 and the 3/4. And the 4/5 would go into the 5/5, which none of that's really good trades for us. So I don't think we want to do anything here. We just chill.
If you would have attacked, would it have taken out one of their creatures, though?
Potentially, but we're at risk with all their mana untapped that they just blow us out, right?
Okay, yeah.
Because we're first to act, because that's going to put lethal damage on our creature. And they're going to take nothing and trample. So we'd be trading Likeness of the Seer for Tanuki with the... Well, you get the cuff back, I guess, in that case. We could move the cuff over and make it a 5/9. And that's kind of a nightmare for them to deal with. Tanuki goes back down to a 6/5. Six five still trades with anything on the board. The fact they're at 3 mana is a little bit more attractive now. I don't think we want to activate the terminal because I'm not super... Though I could maybe just discard a ninja. It's not doing the most for me in this hand. So I guess that's fine. We have a little bit of padding. I'm not getting rid of a card that's absolutely busted. Okay, they went to their second main. 4 cards in hand. I do want to start to keep up mana in case they have like a Season of Renewal effect, because Raito Sentinel can put the card that they target on the bottom of their library and stop them from recurring things. That's a good one. Okay. So maybe I move this and I attack. Jukai Trainee gets it. Just blocks or becomes blocks of 3/3. So they put 3 and 4 on this. So he's 6, not enough. 6/5. Making sure I have my mana where I want it. I want the Rebuke and the Safekeeping potentially this turn. That's 3 of it. Am I okay with just trading this? I think I could do this.
Take out the 5/5?
Take out the what? No, I want to take out the creatures blocking it, right?
I thought you were going to trade
Then I
with them
assign...
and then take out the...
I want to assign them lethal damage.
Oh, okay. Forgot there were 5.
Yeah. Remember, trample and no blocker is all to their face. And they know we're sitting on a Tameo safekeeping we can cast. So I just don't think they can answer this. Sure. Channel away. It does not much. Puts a counter on Likeness of the Seeker. So I only have to assign it 1 damage. Okay. There we go. Lethal damage. Cool. And that's kind of how I tend to play this format. So gear up if you're watching on YouTube for more of the same. If you're here with us on Twitch, bless your soul. Appreciate you. But that is how I like to play this particular format. I just think that accruing that kind of advantage is good. If you have the synergies, it pays you off in the late game for being able to sit for turns, which is unusual for a limited format. There's a lot of times where, like, imagine just sitting, like passing your turn, holding cards and March the Machine, you know what I mean? Where they play a card that invalidates everything in your hand. It's just, that doesn't happen too terribly often in Neon Dynasty. It can. Obviously more than, like, Lord of the Rings, but odds are usually pretty low that happens. We have Go Shintai on 2. Safekeeping to back it up. I probably wouldn't cast this immediately, depending on what they did, obviously. Then maybe I hold Go Shintai to 3. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But we go first. We'll keep. It's an easy keep. That part's easy. What do we do becomes hard. Red probably means we don't want to go Shintai right away. Because that will certainly die. Tons of red removal in this format. It's going to be hard to live, but we'll see how aggressive the opponent follows up this rabbit battery. If they play the Tawashi Song Shaper, it's going to be bad. Okay, nothing is the optimal for us. I think we just go ahead and...
Played green.
Sorry?
Are you going to go Shintai or no?
No, I'm not going to go Shintai. I was thinking about just Blade Blessering for no value.
Okay. I was just going to say if you go Shintai to play green so you had safekeeping.
Yeah, I'm not going to block. At least want to threaten it. And if they have a removal spell, so be it. At least it goes to our Blade Blesser and not to... Because this is a sign of weakness, right? So likely opponent destroys it because they're just like, oh, they're low on creatures. See what I mean? So they're itching to pressure us, which means they probably make their 3-drop, which means that we want to probably go Shintai Pass. I love this card. I just absolutely wrecked 2 Pauper tournaments with that card. This is also a good card. Okay. That's a good one. Can cast that next turn. Doesn't matter what we play here to just go Shintai. We won't block, obviously. I don't want to give them the first ability to act. Let them target with the ability first. We don't want to cast it when... We don't want to cast that when they cast it, because then they get to select a new target. Okay. I think this is fine. We take a little bit of damage in kind, but then we have lethal exploit into grafted growth. So if they're gonna thump us, I'm happy that they thump us. Not happy with that, but wouldn't have been happy with that at any point in the game, so that's okay. Ronan gonna hit us for 7 here, And that lets us hold up Grafted Growth with the 4/5 Vigilant creature. Gonna be hard for them to kill. Okay, that gives us some time. No, cancel. I think I should just target the swamp. Island is the least in the deck, right? Okay. This has his whole back lethal exploit.
What's that do? -2?
-2, -2. Ooh, multiple synthesizers. I'm jealous. Okay, they hit their land drop. If it's just Ronin, we're in really good shape. I think they cycle Ronin if they can't get anything through here. Trying to find an answer for the land. So they want to put... I think we just go here. So now the Eater does give haste. It's a little problematic, but we'll see what they got here. Kind of the perfect. They're giving up a lot of ground for this, though. Just kind of exactly what we want. Into this. Pretty gross. I think we'll mill them. Wow. They got some stuff. Probably just Samurai equip. So right now it's just haste, I believe.
Oh, they've hit their land drop every time off of that.
They have. That's alright. It happens. A lot more of a chance of that in limited, right? When the land count's a lot higher. Putting it on the Ronin, it already has haste? Interesting. Targeted creature. Okay. Goshintai takes a lot of time to build back up. I think we want the emergence for sure off the enchantment. It's just, what do I want for a creature? I guess Sentinel's fine.
Has a +1/+1 counter.
Okay. Then that's the land we want to target.
Mm-hmm.
We will not hacker that. Vigilance haste. Wow. That's impressive. Opponent has drawn very near perfect. Got your Wandering Emperor. Have you summoned any Zodiac? But that'll work. It might. I don't know. Opponent's been outdrawing us with no hand. Look at this. Another Kami's Flare for the win. Opponent has drawn perfect. Perfect. Guess instead of the terminal, I should have just cast the hacker as a backup blocker, huh? Yikes. I did not. Oh. I went to go hit me Battlefield because I'm pretty sure that was 4 Kami Flare. Because we milled one, and I think they cast either 2 or 3. Maybe the first one was a Voltage Surge. Their deck was crazy.
There was a Voltage Surge because it deals 2?
That's Kami Flare.
Okay.
That is near perfect. Our opponent definitely had the nuts deck. Their deck was certainly better than ours. I think we could have battled back had they not rattled off that quite perfect, but we'll move on. This looks like a good hand. Again, all the colors. Can't complain about that.
Colors every time.
Okay. Forest, generally the most important to get out just because we have the most green cards. But with Reckoner Bankbuster as our turn 2 drop, it's going to be hard to make a play mistake. Probably just Bankbuster. Fill our hand up. We'll see how much pressure our opponent presents. Black, white, probably not the quickest, but if they're blue-black splashing a white card, that's a little bit more threatening. That would make us want a trash bot for sure. Maybe I trash bot now in light of that. One in a blue, I don't think there's a counter spell that's going to get us, so we will run away trash bot. Then the next turn we can Grafted Growth, put counters on it. I just want to make sure I have blockers because I don't want to get ninjutsu'd. Maybe they're like blue-white splashing black, which would mean they're more vehicle-based, which I think is a lot easier to handle. Okay. Sorry, Forest. Pay those others. Well, I think I'll target the trash bot. It's a crew 3 on the Bankbuster, but we can hold for now. 1-5 is pretty good stats. It might encourage them to want to bounce it if that's their plan. Do we want to attack? I'm trying to think. I'm racking my brain for haste creatures, none of which I think exist outside of red. But I think I'm fine missing this damage here, right? I guess we attack. Opponent doesn't know what we're capable of. They might overstretch to deal with the trash bot. All I want to do is draw a card. They were scared they were sweating a ninja. Huh?
You draw a card when it dies, or?
Reckoner Bankbuster draws cards.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Doesn't know what we're capable of. They don't have any cards in their graveyard, so we want to hold off on that.
Doesn't it do the graveyard, their library, in their hand?
Search that player's graveyard. Exile target card other than basic land from an opponent's graveyard first and foremost.
Okay.
Then you get to wipe everything else out. But, good news. We can give them a graveyard. Oh, found some goodies. Don't think I want to threaten the attack. If they go ham and start blowing things up.
Could you have tapped your Sentinel to attack with?
I could have, yes. Hello. Yeah, we're actually technically recording YouTube as well. So I figured I'd kill 2 birds with 1 stone because I want to share as much Neon Dynasty as possible. Can attack, block, or crew vehicles. Yeah. I will draw a card. Okay, gives me something to do. All kinds of goodies here. I like the Twisted Embrace. It's a good amount of pressure. It's not the best card to Twisted Embrace. And I also, the later we play this card, the better. We just need to watch discard. But we have the Season of Renewal, which is great. The reason I don't want to attack with the Trash Bot is because I just think that they don't care that much.
What about the crewing?
Yeah, I don't know. It depends. I guess we have it covered for crackback, right? So I think you're probably correct. So let's just draw more cards. To draw off the hacker and then recast this and draw more cards. Can't say no to that kind of value. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6 mana. Sucks. They have a creature in there. Just the Blade Blesser, I think. Wonder if they want that on top because it's not a ninja. It's a the awkward samurai. They do want it on top.
What's the Scrounger do?
If a creature died this turn, they get to tap it to make a treasure token. Do we just jam Tanuki? Just probably yes. Doesn't soaks up our mana for Goshintai to get bigger though. So maybe just Bank Buster. Gives me mana to draw a card. So if I do this, I don't have mana to draw a card. This gives me the ability to draw a card and pump the Goshintai. Do I want to crew is the question.
Well, does it have haste?
No. So the answer is no. Trainee just gets checked by the Scrounger. Phone calls. Doing okay. Just did a bunch of Pauper this past weekend, like Paper Pauper. That was very exciting. Got to go undefeated 2 separate Pauper tournaments, which was excellent. Good turnouts at both. So that was really exciting. Sam did really well, and this was her, what, 2nd and 3rd Pauper tournament ever?
Mm-hmm.
So that was really good. Both got to prize both tournaments, so it was excellent. Played some Land Destruction. Well, she played Land Destruction. I played White-Red Synthesizer, which is like Glint Hawks and Core Skyfishers and Synthesizers and Lembus. So you just generate ridiculous amounts of value with Boros colors somehow, and then just burn them out and hit them with low flyers. Really exciting. On the whole, really good weekend. How about yourself? How's everything going with you? It was quite a good time.
Now you can Tanuki.
What's my order of operations? They have all their mana up. So there's a trick, right? So probably want to crew and attack. Is that right? They double block and just kill the Bank Buster. I don't know if I want to give it up that easy. I don't know if I want to walk. So Essence captures the creature counter. You just need to take a deck pick and do some editing. House was 6, so both daughters were not great. That sucks. Hopefully you got to dodge the sickness bullet. Trying to think of the counter spells in the format, and I don't think there's a good one. So I think I just go here. Then I can just put the counter on the Goshintai. I guess that's good enough. If they counter it, I get the Season of Renewal set up, so that's not the worst fate ever. Okay. Yeah, don't want to attack here and have them just double block. But I do need to start pressuring them if they have no board.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like something's biting it. Okay. So they just want to make a treasure that badly, huh? So far, so good. But that fell through. That's fair. Bugging Tim's one thing, getting Tim 6 another. So it's fair. Yes, I would like to pay for that. So they needed a treasure that badly? Seems a little suspect.
Maybe they're stuck on a color.
What is this card? Back for more. The one that kills a thing that was already dealt damage. I'm kind of fine with blocking with the Tanuki and the Goshintai because they're both enchantment creatures.
Why not just take 3?
Why not just take 3? Well, because they're... So right now my...
Unless you want to get whatever's in their hand out.
Not necessarily, but they're behind on board, right? Like, they were willing to keep this while they were light on cards. I'm not sure what they're up to. So it's like, if they're willing to go later on board, I think I should take that opportunity. Curious what the trick was or is. It's like, if it's removal spell, that's fine. Like, this is fine. Like, it feels like they just really want a treasure or something? I'm not sure. It's very odd. Lethal Exploit.
Number 2.
You got it? So you get another treasure. You have to sack a treasure if you want the Blade Blesser, though. So I assume they have something else in hand that they can cast. Because look how far down they're going here. Like, this has to be pretty good, right? Kills the Tanuki, maybe? I'm so confused. Soul Transfer. We're down mana, so we get punished by the recursion. My turn. Okay. Noted. Kind of the nice thing about the trash bot is a lot of that is fine, but not great. They have no creature in the yard to get back. So we can Web Spinner Cuff, but that takes me off 3 mana, so I'm not interested. Just hold up Season Renewal, and if they do some shenanigans with the creatures, be able to interact with their yard. Sure. They have Death Touch at the moment? Death Touch and Menace?
They have an artifact and an enchantment.
Yes, they have the Intercessor's Arrest.
Oh, okay. Creature.
No wrong way to eat that, Reese's, really.
Seems good.
I think it's the right choice. I think we just attack here. They'll probably just chump the Bearer. If that's the case, I can activate the Bearer of Memory. Take a turn off, but that's kind of fine. Yeah, all that for treasure that they're not really taking good advantage of.
What do they have in their hand?
The Kami, which unfortunately, again, we tapped low. But I can't not take that free trade. That was nothing. That was pay 6 mana, trade the board. For them to slow roll. Because they don't have a ninja. Or a rogue. They have a human rogue they can put back in their hand. Yeah, they're just going to recycle a Blade Blesser again. And if they're this low on mana, they could have Essence Capture. Hard casting a Prowler. This is great for us. Okay, so opponent's way behind. Well, that was insane. Just debating if I want to just kill something with this. This gives me 3 mana. I guess that's the right way to go. Right?
Make sure you check their library.
I'm assuming they won't have 2 of the rare.
Hmm.
But we have a good idea of what's coming. And the good news is
a virus beetle.
The white. And we know they have Hitsugo. Creature in the yard. I do. Your value is my value. Get to hit them for half their life total.
Oh yeah, you know what their hand do now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're only going to be able to do one thing. Hitsugo, they could like sack a blocker to scry, but that's so slow. And Sunblade Samurai is just generic 4/4 now. We still have Master's Rebuke in our hand. So we were able to pretty effectively overcome what they had here.
Tackle.
I'm debating on the Bank Buster. Okay. Yeah, because I could just attack. They block this. I pump it. Get in for 4 or 5. Nothing they could really do anyway. You spin it. Again, no wrong way to eat that Reese's either.
These are long games.
Mm-hmm. I told you that. I warned everyone that I dirtle in this format.
You gotta start doing not dirtle.
Why?
You're like, no.
Well, I mean, had I gotten a signpost card to not dirtle, I absolutely would have, right? Only Cold Anvil, a couple really good, it has to be a string of ninjas for me to go into ninja, like the ninja deck.
We have a decent amount of ninjas.
We have like, what, 3? Hacker, Biting Palm, Moon Snare. Is that it?
Maybe.
It's fine enough.
I think the Rider's technically a ninja too.
Once again, Sam, what do we have? Perfect mana.
Perfect mana.
Perfect mana. Perfect mana is its own reward. What we have here 1/3 that okay in blue, so they're like vehicles. This is interesting. I haven't seen a vehicle deck that's very good. I'll play a good vehicle for them. See if they have as good of a vehicle. See what they have here. It's Cassinar. Oh, they're just gonna attack with it. Okay. 2, 3. So white, blue, blue. Okay. We're gonna get a treasure token here. 3/2 makes a treasure. With Season of Renewal in my hand, I'm gonna mill myself. Okay. Don't love seeing double land there, but that's okay. See what they have here. 4th land could just be Hardcast Moonsnare, attack in with the Thief. Can't really attack without doing something to the Sentinel. Obviously. We have the Bankbuster back. Okay, this is definitely one of the signpost cards for this particular strategy. Okay. Dismal Backwater. Is this the turn for it? 3/4. Over more vehicles, they get a pilot creature. Okay. What can we do here against that? There's not a whole lot we can do. We can obviously crew our Reckoner, Bankbuster, and block, so I think this is probably the turn for a Dismal Backwater pass. Hold up some interaction here, I think is the right choice. If we tap too low, we get in trouble with the prototype. But being able to block that is pretty good. Vehicle on vehicle combat. Well, that wasn't particularly exciting.
It wasn't?
The stack was, the block wasn't. It was a little anticlimactic, wasn't it? Should have done like sound effects. Like dun, 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 dun.
They're probably pissed.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. They thought they were getting me big time. Season of Renewal, still not the greatest thing ever. Maybe I just bearer and attack.
Yeah.
I kind of like drawing a card. I'm greedy. I mean, if I block with the Bankbuster, I can then draw a card. But I'm just glad we got to deal with that quickly. Because that is definitely the signpost card to be playing with. Yay. Terminal could just Tanuke. So don't love Tanuking into double blue because of essence capture. So I think we will just lead off with Merge Keeper. It just went right through. And we will terminal.
That did not go right through. Is there a counter for...
Oh, they're welcome to.
Non-creature counter?
Happy to have them counter this year. Yeah, it's funny, the Merge Keeper went right through. This one's not.
So that's why I said it has to be non-creature.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what it would be, to be honest with you. I don't mind if they do this one. I mean, the Bankbuster's already kind of wrecking them, so... Reckoner, get it? You get it.
You can attack now that you can't.
I don't really want to trade with, Token or 1/3, so no. When I can start attacking and putting a counter on, that becomes a little bit more attractive, but right now they could just double block. Yeah, sure, this card sucks, that's fine. Nope. This one. Okay.
How'd you get it? How'd you get that?
I took the last counter off Reckoner Bankbuster.
Okay.
Again, Caesar Renewal kind of lets me attack with impunity. Like, I don't really mind what happens here. I have the Bearer of Memory activation up, so they kind of have to respect it. Recurring Reckoner Bankbuster is its own reward. Tee-hee.
It's not the arena one. That lets you scry.
No, it's not. I think I just take the chance to Bankbuster into activate here. If their last card's a wacky counterspell, I'm fine with them getting out of their hand here. Again, not a big deal. I feel like I kind of can just do whatever I want. Koi. That's a difference maker. Flyer's real. So I can draw here. Cost me 1, 2. And then I can still activate Season if I want to.
You did a crew.
Waiting to see what this last card is. It's Spell Pierce. Okay. Do I have a modified creature? No. Okay.
I called it.
Did you say it? Spell Pierce?
Well, no.
A non-creature?
I said non-creature spell.
Okay. I was tapping the thing just to see if I could. Maybe that. I think they scooped before that. They're like, I don't care. They have no cards in hand and can't beat what's on board. It's like, alright, that's fine. Spell Pierce away. That won't get back to okay creatures. No problem. I think they knew they were in trouble when I ninjutsu'd the Reckoner Bankbuster. That feels like you're cheating. That already drew me 3 cards, and then it drew me a card off the ninja, and then it came down to draw me yet more cards. Ridiculous. We go first. Hand's a little clunky, but I think it's okay.
First time, no black.
First time, no black. But we can cast everything in our hand. If we never drew another land, we could cast everything in our hand. I'm not trying to tempt arena. I'm just saying. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, indeed. Drew a 5-drop, not exactly where we're going to be. A 5-drop that is off color, no less. I like that. What do you do? Draw a card, discard, draw. I think we just play this. It likely gets eaten up. Maybe I hold it, because then I could... I just don't want them to loot a ton and fix their hand, so I guess I go for this. If they have a removal spell, they're going to use it, but again, I think that's okay on Bearer of Memory. Again, is an enchantment, is a creature. Triggers both past a season of renewal. If the game goes long enough, that matters. Gonna mosey, catch you guys later. Catch you later. Thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate it. Keep not being sick, please. It would be lovely. And I hope the daughters recover quickly. Rapid battery. We've seen this before. So they're gonna... not... That's very odd. Yeah, thank you. That was really odd. I guess I try to grafted growth here. This is going to force the action out of their hand. Right now. Okay. I like it when they have nothing. Need some land. Untap land here would be fantastic. We could double spell. And that's exactly where I want to be.
Off screen.
Yeah, you're leaning out of frame.
Not intentionally.
That's rude. It's bad television.
They don't want to see me touching my eye anyway.
What if that's what they sign up for? Like, I was here for eye touching. What's going on? Alright, we'll get our mana the hard way.
Get rid of the Goshen die.
Thinking about it.
You have 2 of them.
I feel like I'm giving opponent a little bit too much time. So I do want to kind of motivate them to do something. Could also get their Go Shintai. Card in the graveyard is nice, but I'm on no lands deck at the moment. Though if that happens, it is my fault. Because I did say even if we don't draw another land. Are they finally going to reconfigure?
What's it do? Give plus what?
They're going to tap. Oh. So we need to Master's Rebuke that, which isn't a big deal. So now they're going to get a loot. Well, rummage, as it's come to be known as. Alright, slow as possible land, I feel you. You go away now, no more of that. I don't want to attack into combat trick, and I feel like this has been more valuable on the block, so happy enough with that. One, two, three, four, five, 6 mana available. I do like to be able to cast the card I take the turn I take it most of the time if I can help it with Katose.
Why?
Because if they kill her, at least I got value out of her. She was a 5-drop to let me cast a card. Like, she never loses me a card that way. What do you do now? Whenever a Samurai Warrior attacks alone, target, you may cast her artifact card from your graveyard this turn. Do we have one? Not yet. 3/3 trample. Difficult. They don't have a 1-drop I can get back. I could reconfigure in order to block. I could attack with the Bearer of Memory to see what they do. If they take it, I could hacker it back to my hand, draw a card, recast it, and I'd be in the same position with a slightly worse creature. Right now, I am holding up block pump.
I like playing that, but that's just me.
I know you do. I don't love it. I don't like exposing myself to something. Okay, they don't have anything. It means we definitely don't block. Enchantment card from your graveyard this turn. They don't have one.
Make sure you look at their library.
Yes, because this is a card they could have 2 of this time. They don't. They have a ton of experimental synthesizers. So they're just kind of stuff. They do have the Storm's Edge, so they might have gotten that pack 2 or something based on the configuration of this. Okay. So we know they have the board. They could just cast it now, which is probably their best bet. Like, just being able to get +3/+1 and trample until end of turn is not great. Though they could channel it to give it that. Is that to be an attacking creature? No, they can target the general and then put it in their graveyard and then use the general to get it back, which is a cool trick.
They're hovering over her like they can do something. But they can't, right?
As of right now, they cannot interact. They just snap put their land down, which leads me to believe they're not going to synthesize her. So I imagine they're just going to do the trick I said, but it still makes them susceptible to double blocks. So they kill off one of our creatures. No, they're just going to hardcast. Okay. They can give it haste with the rabbit batter. Does it have haste? Okay, it has trample and haste. So they can attack us, hope they get it back, and then attack with the general. Maybe is their plan. It's interesting. I feel like I just take it because I can reconfigure. Really tanking on it. There's the reconfigure. Onto the 3. Okay. Wasn't expecting any of that to happen. So I'm going to cast this. Because I do want to get my value. So I can cast this. And still do that. So I think I'm going to. Green. Yeah. Did I miscount? Yes, I did. That was bad. Gotta hope to fade a good draw then. Math's hard. And by math, I mean counting. No attacks. Now they might synthesize her over just crack, like, pop land into play, or they may not have drawn a land. If they attack with Boar, I will just take the damage. That's my punishment for not counting. There's the synthesizer crack. So if that leads me to believe they probably drew land. So they're going to cast the other synthesizer here. Trigger. Born to Drive. Okay, that's big. Now we do have to probably gang block that. But we have a good gang block here. Okay, we lucked out. It's better. So we have an enchantment and an artifact. So I'm going to cast this and play land.
You're going to not cast that again. Or that time you have it, I think.
I have it now. I have the grafted,
okay.
The grafted growth land. So we have the Menace Death Touch now, which is great. And we're going to cast this thing. We just... Oh, we can even pay for it if we want to, but we don't want to. I don't think the 1 damage is worth what they can do to us. Okay, so we're not going to lose value on Seasonal Renewal here because they don't have black at the moment. They may. Or no, we looked through their deck. I don't believe we saw anything that was indicating they were playing black. So Seasonal Renewal is safe in our hand. We don't have to worry about a Virus Beetle or something. Katose has now gotten full value, so we're happy to have her die because we can get back her plus Hacker, which is fantastic. So we're in a pretty good position. They're probably just going to attempt to make this creature as big as possible. Yeah, because they can do Patrol into the 3-drop to make it 11. And again, we have 8, 12 that can go on to it, with 12 in the way of toughness. We also have Death Touch that they do not like. I still think this is fine. This is problematic.
You can deal 1 to that, right? From that next turn?
That only deals it to players.
Oh, only players, okay.
That's why I said the red ones are...
creature or
the
player.
black one gives destroys creatures. That's what the black one does. This one does players. White one makes tokens. The green one gets bigger. And the blue one mills. So they get back a synthesizer. And they get a loot. Which they do not have to use. So we go... Burp. We go... Burp. So we got 8 of it on there. I imagine they're going to take out the forest and the 4/4. First strike. Really? That's why we don't do that?
Or were they going to lose it at the end of turn?
I don't think so, were they? Oh yeah, this turn, you're right. Okay, I still don't know if I would have done that. I mean, I'm happy. They're probably like, you gotta be kidding me. So I can get this, which would let me get back any number of things. Hyper Hippo. Zertak fixed his eye. Wow. Who'd have thought?
Glad I forced it upon you.
I don't think I want to go wide. Or I don't want to to go tall. I do want to go wide, I think. Maybe I want... Yeah, I'll just take the synthesizer.
I'm surprised you're not taking the synthesizer. They have more, too.
Uh-huh. Okay. So we still want to prioritize Katose being alive. They immediately hovered over her, though. So that's okay. They're exiled. They went. So they lost a fall. So they double fall on top of their deck. Interesting. This is Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. You will note experimental synthesizer came from here. So right now we're kind of getting wrecked. The emergence will help, but we're so high to draw land right now. We have some good blocks, don't get me wrong. They can cast, what, an enchantment now? They don't have enough for it, though. 4/3. Just trade across, right?
What's this do now?
Gain control of all permanents they own, which is the Goshintai.
And you'll get your Blade Buster back?
No.
Oh, okay.
They control their own enchantment.
Okay.
And then they get a 1/3 that dies and draws a card. Tough spot.
Player Planeswalker.
Don't know if we can win this one. Fall is rough. Opponent's drawn hot. We are drawn cold because we spent so much time digging for land. Probably Network Terminal. Just happy to mill a land, I think. I don't know if Tanukes can get us back into this. Our attacks are, our blocks are still decent. Okay, yeah, they're going in with a bunch of stuff, which is actually kind of good for us. They don't get the triggers. Though I think all they have is a loot currently. Boop, bop, boop, bing. Okay. That's going to kill us. It's not going to do much. We need more value than that. Okay. I can still come down and let us activate Network Terminal. Problem is, Patrol, I think, kills us here. 2 or 6, yeah. If they tap and then attack with all, we lose. Yeah, they got it. I don't answer that question. I think it's a stupid question to ask. Okay, 3 and 2. I think we can rally back and get some wins here. Only a casual hour and 34 minutes into this Neon Dynasty one. Hey, the big thanks for hanging out with us, everybody, on Twitch. If you're watching this on YouTube, really appreciate it. We can't cast Lethal Exploit until we get enough for Grafted Growth, but we buy time with the Jukai Visionary, so I'm cool with this. We can even activate the Visionary if it lives. Don't really see a reason to get rid of this hand. We have the Channel and Tanuki as well. There's a lot going for us here. Kunai, I haven't seen one of those yet. Boop, boop, boop. Blue-black. Raw Dog and a Hacker? Whoa. You don't see that too often. Well, we can't really do much here. We can activate the Shigeki. So we're going to get tempoed out, huh? We're going to lose the... Okay. Okay, we get our pick of the litter here. I think we'll just take the swamp. We're not greedy. I was going to say, definitely won't draw a land now. We have blue, black. Try to kill it, I think's the best. It's the least fragile. Buys us the most time before they just jam another ninja at us. What we don't want to see is, okay, we don't want to see is a creature come down with blue open. Do I lose value? Could just get a trash bot down. They kill it. That's fine. Not a big deal. If they counter this here, that's not a big deal at all. Yeah, that's totally fine. They're still not adding to their board, which is where ninjas want to be. Ooh, this is a very good card. Don't think we're going to beat that on literal, actual no mana. But we will give it our best shot.
That's what we get for saying perfect mana for the first how many games?
I don't think that's a rule. I think you're allowed to celebrate your mana. Okay. Kami. Oh, Kami Rude Boy. I love me a Kami Rude Boy. What can we do here? Can Emergence next turn into Master's Rebuke, the Specialist? Can I double spell here? Yes. Oh, I want to do this. Okay, that's pretty good. Probably just chump block with Shigeki on Kami Rude Boy. Yeah, I don't want them to pick that up. If they want a ninjutsu, it's got to be on their better creature. Kami Rude Boy. Okay. Well, now we can't Emergence Plus. I don't think we can play that here. We just play the 3/3, but then 3/3 and then block with Tameo Safekeeping, I guess. That's about all we can do. No land is crushing us. Okay, just get rid of the kunai here. Let me take 3. Okay. Okay, can we do something? Harmonious Emergence on the land, still no. Because we don't have 2 mana. They have 2 mana up. You gotta believe that they have the... I think we just have to go for this. You have to believe that they have the Essence Scatter here. Or Essence Capture.
Mm-hmm.
Counters a creature and puts a 1/1 counter on. Okay, this is a win for us. Unless they have Moonstare Specialist specifically. Okay, I can deal with that one. So it's just hit us recast the Specialist. We're in OK shape. Okay. I call that OK shape. Alright, that was great. Okay. They can't attack with Hacker. Now we have the free block with Jukai Trainee. Kami Rude Boy gets blocked by Swamp. So if they have a ninja, they might want to force all 3 through. But that's about the best we can kind of do. Is just do this kind of thing. We're in the rough spot where we just kind of got to trade with what we got to trade with. Okay. We went down a lot of cards on that play, which is good for us. The problem is we can't double spell here. Okay, so they're probably going to do that in jam for 5. Don't think we have time for Season of Renewal, unfortunately. Different ninja, huh? Opponent's draws have been pretty ace, and we've been just struggling to hit land. Next turn we can double spell. Okay.
They had 3 of them, I think.
I'm not sure if Ninja is the right... Well, what's the one with Menace they want to pick up? And then they could re-put down the Hacker, which just draws them 2 fresh cards. So that's probably the best line they could take, but they don't add to their board at all. Yeah. Yep, pick up the Prowler makes sense. This lady? Yeah, she just basically exiles and then lets you cast the card. That's all she really does. So you're going to take the turn to do that. Oh, just hit me. Oh. I forgot I could do that. Okay, good enough. Couldn't undig ourselves out of that land. I think if we have land, that game is just, they get wrecked by us. But could not draw land. I think deck was really solid. This format is just so much fun. You get to do so much cool stuff. I mean, you got to see a couple of times now. We had aggro decks, the Artifact Synergy deck. We had played against ninjas. We played against a bunch of other decks that were many color crazy piles. This format is super duper wide open. It is a ton of fun. Can't recommend enough that you jump on Neon Dynasty whenever it becomes available on Magic Arena, or if you try to ever get to do it on paper. I'm jealous because I haven't gotten to do it on paper ever. But thank you all so much for hanging out. I will spare you the rest of your day. Appreciate you spending the time, and we'll see you on the next one.